Chelsea fans, welcome back to Talking Chelsea and welcome back to another match review. Brentford 0, Chelsea 0. What did we just watch? What was that? What was that performance? I have a genuine question for you Chelsea fans, or for anyone watching this video. Is it time to actually think about Maresca out? I'm a very optimistic fan. I've been like, no, we've got to give him time, at least give him to the end of the season. But after watching today, what was that? You're resting 5 of your key players. Jackson, Palmer, you had Reece James playing out of position, you had Cucurella on the bench. Oh, sorry, you're resting them for Liga Warsaw on Thursday. There's plenty of time for rest, plenty of time for travel, plenty of time to make sure that they can get a balance of minutes between the Brentford game where we're chasing top 4, top 5, whatever the coalition is going to be, and the first leg of the quarterfinal. I understand we're going away in Poland. It's going to be a very difficult game. I get that. I do get that. Liga Warsaw on a walkover. But you've got to focus on the here and now. We had Brentford. I know some of these players were coming back from injury. You had Neto on the bench. You started Sancho. Sancho played the whole game. How did Sancho play the whole game today? This game was lethargic. It was toothless. Brentford played well. They knew exactly how to set up. They knew exactly what they were doing. And they could have nicked the game today. They had so many good opportunities that they were just unlucky with, where it wasn't the right connection or a good save was made. Sanchez had such a Sanchez game where he made some incredible saves, but also some extremely poor distribution. What's that all about? At least we kept a clean sheet. It's literally the only positive you can keep from this game. I don't understand what Maresca is doing. Sometimes, I'd say probably most of the time, I kind of understand where he's coming from, where he's rotating players or resting players. But starting Reece James and Gusto, but putting Reece James left back, what is this all about? What? Stop playing Gusto and Reece James left back out of position. I know that we have to from time to time because we have no backup on that left hand side, and Cucurella does need some rest from time to time because he just plays every single game. I get that. But Reece James out of Gusto and Reece James playing left back, he's the least comfortable there, in my opinion anyway. Play Gusto there. Use him as a scapegoat. Because if you've got Reece James fit, play him right back. That's where he plays best. Makes no sense to me. Now, Maresca did bring on Palmer, Neto, took off Nkunku. Why was Nkunku starting as a 9? I have to talk about that. Why is Nkunku starting as a 9? He's lazy, doesn't want to be there. His work rate is non-existent. He has a balloon in his sock for when he scores. Why? He doesn't do enough on the pitch. He does literally nothing. I don't understand why Maresca was like, yeah, we'll put him as a 9, because every time he's played there, he's done absolutely nothing, and that warrants him starting over Jackson. I understand that Jackson's coming back from injury. I get that. He played 18 minutes against Spurs only a few days ago. I get that. I totally do. But surely you would play Jackson and bring in Nkunku on, do the damage first, and then, not to him, but to the game, get the result, try and go 1-2-0 up, then take these players off. Palmer, Jackson, Neto, all on the bench. They come on in the second half, make an instant impact. Jackson, he is the focal point of the system, what makes it work. As soon as he came on, we looked a lot more lively. We looked like we wanted to push forward. We were stretching Brentford out a little bit, creating a little bit more space for our players. Palmer looked sharp. He looked great when he come on. And I don't understand why you start Dewsbury all over him. Again, you might want to rest him for a little bit on the Thursday. I get that, but really? What's Dewsbury Hall offering? What does he offer? He is a bench player. He's a player that comes off of the bench to see out a game or potentially make an impact in that second half. You don't start him. He's not the Chelsea quality, at least in my opinion, and feel free to let me know your opinions down below. But I have to ask a question. Is it time to think about Maresca out? I'm a very optimistic fan. I wanted to give him time. There's a lot of fans that wanted him out a long time ago. I don't think he's good enough. I wouldn't say he's not good enough, but sometimes he makes these wild decisions that make literally no sense. Defensively, we had Tosin and Chalobah. I agree with that pick. They were great today. They were great. You know, Cole wasn't in the team, and to be honest, I don't think we missed him too much. If I'm being brutally honest. Again, the left back, right back situation, wild. Caicedo had a good game. Caicedo was Caicedo. He's always going to have a good game. That's just what he does. Neto was fantastic when he came on, trying to be very direct. Noni did very well when he was on the pitch. Again, I know we're managing his minutes because he's come back from injury, but he did what he could. He was solid. He was trying to make something happen all the time. Fortunately, didn't come off. Brentford knew exactly how to defend against us. 7, 8, sometimes 9 players in the box, playing a low block, making it very difficult for us. But Brentford, they play as a unit. They play very, very well, and we went in there with one of the weakest attacking parts of our lineups I've ever seen. It was wild. We haven't beaten Brentford since 2021 at their place. We haven't won our last 7 away games. Brentford haven't won their last 7 home games. This had draw written all over it. And before the game, if you'd have said to me, would you take a 0-0 draw? I'd have been like, yeah, 4 points in a few days. I'd take that, you know. After watching that game, I'm disappointed because it was there for the taking. It really was. It felt like we were watching a training game. No pace. You know, yes, we took shot after shot after shot. We complain that we don't shoot enough. And to be fair, we shot a lot today. However, it was block, 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 block. Because Brentford just sat back. And we have no key to unlock a low block. We just don't. We struggle with it so much. And I'm just stressed. I was so optimistic today at spring in my step. Oh, yeah, Brentford away. It's a tough game. Sun's out, blue sky, weather's warm. I feel confident. We played so well against Spurs. We carry some of that momentum over into the Brentford game. We get a result, and we keep chasing that top 5, top 4 for Champions League football. Watching that game, I nearly fell asleep. What a snooze fest. I was doing a live watch along on my TikTok. If it wasn't for the community there and another creative dudes that I was sharing the live with, I genuinely would have fallen asleep. It was so poor in that first half. And there were chances that Brentford had where they could have won 1-2 or 3-0. Great save from Sanchez, and also very lucky on our part that the players missed the opportunity. It was a free header 6 yard out of the box. If you didn't head it into the ground, it bounced over the bar, 1-0. We lose the game. We just looked like we were quite happy with the draw. Now, a clean sheet is good. That's something that we said we needed more of earlier on in the season. So granted, clean sheet's great. But we need points on the board. And we shouldn't be worrying about the Conference League, 4 or 5 days before? Yes, we've got travel. We've got a big enough squad to rotate and players that are good enough to play in that fixture and give them a good game. Not saying it's going to be easy. It's the quarterfinals. At this stage, you know, you can only beat who's in front of you. But we have to say, we needed to do better today. We needed to do better. Maresca's starting lineup is so questionable. It's genuinely baffling. So I want to ask you guys what you think about this performance. Are you Maresca in? Are you Maresca out? Is it time to think about Maresca out? Are you happy with a 0-0 away at Brentford? Yes, it could have been worse. You know, I'm talking like we lost 4-5-0 and we rolled over. It could have been worse. I'm just frustrated because the game was there for the taking today and we chose to just sit back or try and break a low block down with just no creativity. No one can cross the ball. No one can shoot outside the box. Everything was blocked. Just a poor performance. Now, of course, we'll take the point. Doesn't put us in the strongest position. We've got the City derby going on as we speak. If City win, which they more than likely will, Newcastle got 2 games in hand. Makes it increasingly difficult. Our running gets a lot tougher from this point onwards. It's not looking good. Like I said, I'm a very optimistic fan. I still think we can get top 4, top 5 and qualify for Champions League. But if we play like that next season in the Champions League, we're going to get absolutely destroyed at every stage. Every stage we play in the league of the new Champions League format. For me, it's just wild. It's just wild. I wanted to share my thoughts. I wanted to know what you guys think. Again, I take a 0-0. It's points on the board. It's a clean sheet. But that's me clutching at straws for positives because it was such a boring game of football. That's my thoughts and opinions on the Brentford game. Did you watch it live? Did you watch the highlights? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I love having a conversation with you guys. We move to Liga Warsaw on Thursday. Hopefully we can play a lot better than this and get the result we need in the first leg. If you have watched this far to the end of the video, firstly, you're a real one. Secondly, there'll be a thumbnail that pops up on the screen. So if you are a Chelsea fan who enjoys Chelsea content, make sure you click that thumbnail because you enjoy that video too.